Hey guys, Viking Size Gamer here with another top 10 features for WWE 2K18. This is episode 3. Don't forget to like and subscribe for more WWE 2K18 news. Right now, we're just going to jump straight into it. Road to Wrestlemania. As we all know, Road to Wrestlemania was an essential part of the WWE series. The games weren't the same without it once they stopped. Road to Wrestlemania basically gave you several characters that you could play through as their own individual stories. You could roam around backstage, pick fights with people, have backstage brawls, also challenge them later on in the night. It did open it up, and it certainly would be a good addition. Or it might be something to tack onto MYCAREER and make it a little bit more like Road to Wrestlemania. Maybe even give you the option of playing a MYCAREER mode as one of the superstars. Create a finisher. Come on guys, we need Create a Finisher back in the WWE franchise. It's been a long time now and I would love to see it back. I don't want to have to keep using other people's finishers all the time. Or even just picking one that's random that doesn't look like it's a finisher. So Create a Finisher can bring back the fact that you can have your own finisher, which would be brilliant. If you remember as well, Create a Finisher did have the option for you to pick a finisher name, and a lot of the names were pre-recorded by JR back in the day, which means that he'd actually say your finisher's name when you hit it, which was great. What a buzz. I definitely want to see it back in the game, and I know you guys do too. Mixed tag matches. Okay, there's been a couple of people that have said they want mixed tag matches back, and I can see the appeal. It certainly would be quite nice to have it back in this current gen. I'd enjoy seeing a little bit of a replay between John Cena and Nikki Bella versus The Miz and Maurice, and then maybe I can right the wrong that happened. But anyway, Miz deserves a better push than he's getting at the moment. But either way, mixed tags should be back in the game. Cruiserweights. Okay guys, not everybody likes the Cruiserweight division. Some people think it's a bit wasted, which is sad, because I think it's actually one of the better parts of the WWE. You know, you've got superstars in there like Neville, who's been badly underutilized in the last few years up until now. His new King of the Cruiserweights gimmick is absolutely fantastic. But you've also got amazing other superstars like Austin Aries, TJ Perkins, Brian Kendrick, Akira Tozawa, Cedric Alexander, Grand Metalik. Seriously, the list just goes on and on. Cruiserweight division is a phenomenal part of WWE, and honestly, it needs to be in the game. I'd even like to see it maybe have its own show. You know, it would be nice to have 205 Live as an added option to play after WWE SmackDown. So, SmackDown Live on one part of the roster for the Universe mode, and then the next show after that, on the same night, should be 205 Live. Maybe they should redo the whole calendar system. That would make sense. 24/7 mode. Now, I'm not sure if a lot of people will remember this mode, but it is one of my more favourite modes. You play as your created character. You would play as that character for the whole way through. I think it was a year at a time. But you could do other things as well. You wouldn't wander around backstage so much. It was more of a management simulation for your player's career. You could choose certain things to do, whether you'd be making a movie, but you'd have to increase your stamina, you could train in it. You know, you'd have to have rest days during it as well, or else you wouldn't be good for your next match. It's a different version of MYCAREER, and it's something that may not come back as like a full edition, but could be tacked on to MYCAREER. 2K would be good if they could just take a look at it and see what they thought. Maybe there's something on there they could add on to MYCAREER from it. UK Tournament Contenders. So the UK Tournament was, well, in my opinion, it was a rousing success. We certainly got a lot of hype for the UK guys, and these guys are absolutely phenomenal performers. Now, I know a lot of them are signed WWE contracts. Not necessarily for them to be exclusive, but they can work at certain independent dates. And I'm pretty sure that they have to seek WWE's approval beforehand. Although they are getting a lot more lenient these days with where you can go, as long as it's not a serious compared to like ROH, TNA or New Japan Pro Wrestling. With that in mind, the UK Tournament contenders, such as Tyler Bate, Trent Seven, Pete Dunne, Wolfgang, Mark Andrews, and all the other guys, they really need to be in the game. Whether or not they will be, it's a different matter. It depends on their contracts and whether or not they're actually part of WWE in an exclusive sense. Tyler Bate is carrying the UK Championship, which is a massive indicator that he may well be in the game if they're going to bring over the UK Championship into WWE 2K18, which they really need to. But either way, this is something they should really be looking at doing and putting them in. Certainly add a bit more diversity to it, and there's some of the guys that could enter the Cruiserweight division or be serious contenders for some of those titles on Raw or SmackDown. I'd even like to start bringing them in through NXT like they have already. Showcase mode. Now I know they dropped Showcase mode from this year, and that's because they were looking at expanding the universe mode and the MYCAREER mode, which did leave a lot to be desired. I'm going to be fair, there were some improvements that needed to be made, and it looks like they did pretty much fix them, which was good. I did enjoy this year's version of WWE 2K17, but universe, if you're not going to expand the universe and MYCAREER modes, then really we need to be looking at putting in showcase mode again. And let's face it, we've got a couple of good guys that really do deserve a showcase this year. We've got the returning Kurt Angle, and we've got the now retired Undertaker. Seriously? I don't know about you, but I'd love to play a showcase mode through Undertaker's matches. Female career mode. Look, everybody likes playing MYCAREER mode as a guy, but what about the female superstars? And what about the female gamers? I'm pretty sure they'd like to play as a female superstar themselves, and at least having the option in there would certainly give them more time to play the game and be able to forge their own stories. Look, I'm not going to go too deeply into this one because I did go into it in my WWE 2K18 ways to fix MYCAREER video, but the good news is that it should really be in the game, and it's something that they should look at considering doing. Especially as the women's roster is very deep right now, and there's been a lot of moments that you can go through. Because starting NXT, there's a decent enough roster down there of women, and then when you come up to SmackDown or Raw, hopefully via a draft, if you're listening 2K, then you'd be looking at something that would actually be really good. The women's division's pretty hot right now. Let's get it in the MYCAREER mode. More crowd fighting. I love the fact that they brought back crowd fighting so far. It's really good. I enjoy the crowd fighting. You know, obviously you can get through there whether or not you're climbing over the barriers or you're having to spear somebody through them or beat somebody down through them. But I'd like more space. And the crowd doesn't seem to respond as well as I'd like them to when I'm fighting in the crowd. I'd like them to be crowding around or at least looking in the same area as where I am. A lot of the time they're not. Seth Rollins and Kevin Owens' match went into the crowd, and at one point he actually climbed onto another area of the arena and jumped down onto Kevin Owens from there. It seems to me like new areas need to be involved in the crowd fighting. Anything just to expand it a little bit more. Because we're going to get things like street fights, and we do want areas that you can fight, even if you can go back further. I absolutely love the backstage environments, but this is another thing I'm going to cover right now. More backstage areas. Look, backstage areas, the fact that you have them in this game is awesome, 2K. I love it. The fact that you're able to drag your opponent through the gorilla position and beat them up backstage, putting them through locker rooms, putting them through the authorities' office, getting involved in where they actually conduct interviews. I love the fact that you can do all that. But there are some games that do it even further. Recently we've seen people getting beaten up in car parks, in storage areas, with people being thrown in bins. I'm looking at you, Kalisto. Seriously, you challenged Braun Strowman? What are you even thinking? You absolute crazy man. Ah well. But still, look, at the end of the day, you need more areas backstage. Car parks, ambulances, storage areas. Remember the boiler rooms? Boiler rooms back in the day? Those were fantastic, especially when you could play as Mankind and fight in the boiler rooms. Great matches. Let's get more backstage areas in there. I really want to see them. Guys, don't forget to like and subscribe for more WWE 2K18 news as it comes. And that was 10 features for WWE 2K18 Episode 3. I hope you enjoyed it. Remember guys, leave a comment down below if you've got any more suggestions. I always like to hear them, and I will be in future reading out comments for another video. It's good to hear from you. Keep the support coming in. You know I love it, and I'll always give you an update. Thanks for watching.